Kate Falcher, welcome to Irish Granny Helen. Welcome to Nate of the Third Wish, and welcome everybody that's here.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Oh my God. What was I saying about my hair on fire?
You said your hair, you want everyone's hairs on fire. Mine, it's really hard to get to. Yeah.
I think I've done a pretty good job of mine too. In fact, it's time to cut it again.
Yeah.
If I can go like this and I'm not feeling like the bristles of a brush, then it's time to cut it again. Isn't that funny? And I'll tell you a funny story since this is supposed to be for fun. I had to renew a prescription the other day. Not a big deal, something small and stupid. And my doctor is not working. She's on leave and she's working behind the scenes. There's something wrong with her. They told me it was a health leave, and she's a young woman and I really like her. So I'm very upset about it. So they put me with somebody else, and I go back there and she says to me, she did not look familiar to me at all. She says to me, "Do I know you?" And I said, "Well, I don't think so. People tell me a lot I have a familiar face." Yeah, she said, "It's so weird." She said, "I just have this feeling I know you." So we're talking. She's very friendly, quite different from a lot of doctors. Not my own doctor's good too, but just willing to spend time and talk, and doesn't make you feel like there's a gigantic rush. And she has one hand on the doorknob, the whole time she's talking. She's not like that. She's great. So I felt very, very good about the whole thing. And finally, she says, she asked me something, and I mentioned one of my kids by name, and they have unusual names. They have Irish names. And she went, "I know who you are. I used to clean her office, and two of my daughters were her nannies." That's so long ago. And I never really interacted with her. She'd see me in passing, so it's not like we had a warm, fuzzy relationship, but she knew who I was. It was so funny. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, that's just, speaking of familiar faces. So what, you got some funny stories? I need cheering up.
Well, funny, odd. You with me, it's always kind of
funny, peculiar. Not funny, ha-ha, funny, peculiar.
So, I start a little bit like this.
Are you a baby? Is that what you're talking?
And this is about an interesting study of a global phenomenon that started in China. But it's a very big phenomenon. It started in China. It's all over social media. It's coming into Europe. It's coming into US. And it is the rise of adult pacifiers. And so, well, so
we used to call those cigarettes.
And those look like the baby ones, but for adults. And it has been shown that the demand is going through the roof. People want them. People are using them. Studies are starting to be done as to what is this phenomenon. And people are saying that it really helps them with their anxiety. And so it is starting to be taken seriously by psychologists. And it is really a phenomenon. Supply chains are starting to build more adult-sized pacifiers, and it is becoming like a real product as a real need. So I kind of wanted to get your thoughts about this global phenomenon. First question, if you can share, are you using a pacifier?
Yeah, it's called food. Nothing surprises me anymore. It's a substitute. It's psychological. When they call it a pacifier, there's a reason for calling it a pacifier. It's to soothe you. It's something neurological about it that diminishes stress. Like, I wasn't entirely kidding when I said we used to call those cigarettes, because that's what people did, is they smoked, right? And chewed gum. That's another one, chewing gum. They used to call it an oral fixation. I'm not sure that's so much a thing anymore, but there's definitely a neurological connection between doing that. it goes back to breastfeeding
Hmm.
when you're the baby, not the mother. And
Or the adult, but yeah. So
I think it's gross. I think it's gross because it's in your mouth and then you're popping it out. What are you going to do with it? Does it come with its own little sealed container?
well, the same way you deal with babies, you have to wash it properly, and it.
I don't like pacifiers. I don't. I
So
was the pacifier. I won't elaborate. I thought I was going to have to go up to the junior college between classes to nurse my children because I thought they would never be weaned. You don't want to know. You just don't want to know. But no, I don't know. It's gross. What do you think?
well, I have to admit, when I read this news, I laughed.
Well, you saw my reaction. Just further proof that society is going down the drain. It's just awful. I think putting aside the joking, which is what we're here to do, it concerns me. To me, it's worrying. Yeah.
Not a good sign. Let me put it this way. Not
it's
a
a
good
symptom. Yeah, it's bad. Okay, great. So from the sublime to the ridiculous, I have a question for you. If you had the opportunity to go to Spain this last week, would you have been willing to engage and participate in the Tomatina? Do you know what that
I
is?
saw that on TV. I saw it on TV, and I have a reaction. I don't like it because it's wasting food.
Well, there's that small, consideration. I thought it was disgusting. I don't like to mix my food with anything else. I don't like, people make skin things with food, they'll avocado masks and,
No. The only time I would, quote unquote, play with food would be for Halloween, when you do the deviled eggs with the little eyes, like you eat it, like you create scary
Oh, like pretend that a bowl of grapes is a bowl of eyeballs.
Yes,
Yeah.
intestines, or like spaghettis and things like that. That to me is the only time there's a playful aspect with food, and I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
But it's contained. You're reaching in, not looking, and you're feeling the eyeballs, right? You're being told the spaghetti is the great.
You have friends over and everyone laughs about it, and you eat it.
Oh, I didn't know you ate it. I thought it was merely to scare you and feel gross. I wouldn't eat it. Ooh, yuck. No, I don't think that's good. Yeah, I saw the pictures from this event in Spain, and it just looked disgusting. They're covered in tomato, and it looks like gore. It doesn't look good, and people are laughing. They're lying on the ground, covered in this stuff, like it's a big treat. That can't feel good. I mean, no, thank you.
No, I unfortunately, times are tough. People don't necessarily have the food on the table. It's a no.
Children are starving in Gaza, and people are throwing tomatoes at each other in Spain. I'm not singling out Spain for criticism. I'm singling out the human race for criticism. So I wanted to mention, I thought this was going to be funny because I didn't know very much about it. And I thought it was just ridiculous. And when I finally started to research it a little bit so I could talk about it, I thought, oh, maybe this isn't funny, but I do think it deserves some attention. So I am not familiar with Cracker Barrel. Are you familiar with Cracker Barrel?
Your logo?
Well, but the place, have you ever been to?
Okay, I've been to one, but I never ate there.
So it's a restaurant.
It's a restaurant, yes.
So and do they serve like a lot of cheese and stuff?
Well, it's like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, for me, I would call like country type food.
Okay, like fried chicken and mashed
Yeah, yeah.
potatoes and that kind of thing. Okay. So it's associated with the South, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because I've never seen one. There's a real divide in this country. For example, Chick-fil-A.
Hmm.
I thought it was Chick-fil-A. I didn't know it was a play on the word fillet, and I've never been there. I've never seen one. It's a completely foreign concept. You know, here in the West, the Pacific Northwest, we're way more into things like avocado toast. So I don't know. So they updated their logo.
Yep.
Which I thought's a big deal, right? Who cares about that?
Oh, it was a
And
huge deal.
their stock dropped by 10%, which I thought, wow. And Trump got in touch with them and told them, go back to your original logo. Don't give in to wokeness. And so they went back to the old logo. But here's the part that I don't think it makes it not a funny story. They had a web page that they had updated. And after Trump got involved, they went back and changed their web page and they removed their Pride page.
Yep. And anything related to DEI. So yeah, I mean, this is not good. Now, I would say from a marketing standpoint, the new logo I didn't like. I never think it's a good idea to remove the roots of where the company got created and the story behind it. The new logo looked like a neon sign, and that doesn't match with the brand. To me, it looked too neon sign, too clean. Was missing the rustic kind of look. It was a miss. It was a complete miss. I agree with Trump on that.
I didn't look, so I don't really know what the difference is. But I read the controversy, and I thought, this is stupid. But it's more serious than that. It's a capitulation to the pressure that I find disturbing.
Well, yeah, but from a marketing standpoint, from a visual standpoint, from a story, from a business standpoint, I think they were wrong.
Did you know? Are you familiar with Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Mm-hmm.
I only recently found out that they don't call themselves that anymore. They've rebranded for a long time. They didn't tell me.
Oh,
KFC.
KFC. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's always.
But that's like their official name now. They don't call
KFC.
themselves.
Yeah, it's KFC.
That's so stupid. That's just really talk about. We're trying to distance themselves from that idea of the old South, the kernel. Let me say, kernel of what? Kernel of the Confederacy, obviously. Yeah.
You'll see a lot of logos have subliminals.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So look at, I don't know if you're familiar with this one. I'll just name one. Looked at a FedEx logo, FedEx, the shipping company.
Yeah.
Right. There's actually an arrow inside.
I don't know if I've ever looked at it with any interest. I'm always focused on where he's carrying the package. Is it coming to me?
You look at the truck, when you see a FedEx truck, the arrow is so big you don't really see it, but notice it. And it's really, it's kind of a subliminal. Amazon has the Amazon logo has a subliminal.
What's the Amazon logo? Refresh my memory.
Well, I don't really remember on top of my head, but if you look it up on the internet, they will show you the logo and why.
So what's the arrow for in FedEx?
I think it just means forward. It means fast. It means it has this sense of.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of research that's gone into those sorts of things. News programs. If you look at any news program, you're going to see the prevalence of deep blue and bright red, and the bright red is all breaking news and everything's red, right? And it's to set up a feeling of anxiety and urgency, and this is really important and you need to stick around because we have important things to say. And yet there's a lot of blue, and studies have shown that if you're wearing that, like the shade of blue right there with your name, if you're wearing kind of that shade of blue, would you call that a royal blue? People are more inclined to believe that you're telling the truth.
Oh.
Isn't that weird?
You know, another kind of fun fact is in France in the 1980s, we had, we still have national television and public television. And at the 8 p.m. news, there was, how do you call it? Like, you know, when they have the music and like a little
Introduction, yeah.
introduction video, mini introduction video before the news. If you slow it down, the speed, and you look carefully, the image of President Mitterrand was there for his reelection during the time of the election campaign and the election. And so it was a subliminal to make you vote for. It's actually proven. You can look on the internet.
Oh no, I believe you. I've read about not that specific thing, but
Yeah.
other things that they've done that it's so quick that you don't register it, but your brain does.
But and so we are advertising is subliminals.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I once read a really interesting book about how stores are mapped out. The floor plan of a store is not random. It's decided on how they're going to lead you through the store to the most expensive things. Grocery stores, you'll find you have to go past all the junk food to get to the healthy food, or go all the junk food just to get to the things like bread and milk, the staples. So you have no choice, you know. So in a grocery store, you should really go around the periphery, is safer for suggestibility. And at the ends of every aisle, they'll put junk that they want you to buy, because you're likely to notice that more because it's isolated, you know, get your attention.
And did you know that for a grocery store, the floor is actually not flat?
No, I didn't know that.
It's a slight steep to lead the cart where they want you to go.
It's so scary. And you like AI. Just wait.
It's true. Basically, the cart gets to where they want you to go.
Okay, I have one more thing. Tomorrow is the 70-year anniversary of the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh.
And in honor of that, they've put out a list of things that nobody has attempted, or they haven't attempted for a really long time, and they want to award, you know, put you in their book, right? So here are a couple of choices. They need somebody to make the fastest time to arrange Scrabble tiles in alphabetical order. They need to do the fastest 400-meter sack race. You know, sack race?
Yes.
Okay. The distance it takes you to bounce an acorn. And then the most high fives, which I hate high fives. I refuse to do them. High fives when people slap their hands, you know, it's very sporty. The most high fives that you can accomplish in 30 seconds. And then the fastest you can make a burrito, like rolling up a burrito. So, which of those would you like to challenge?
Probably the burrito.
I'd like to do the Scrabble tiles.
Well, I could have guessed that.
The rest of them, I'm not gonna exert any energy. No physical energy. I don't have the strength. Isn't that funny though? So happy Guinness Book of World Records Days tomorrow.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. We just created a world record here. Best YouTube video ever made. No?
Well, best, how do you describe best?
Most intelligent, most honest, most entertaining, and most educational.
Wow. That's
Pretty
a
good,
lot
huh?
of credit to
Mhm.
be a self-credit.
We have high standards. Yeah. So I'd love to hear what people think about that. All right, enough of this nonsense. Now we have to go talk about the hard stuff.
Dark stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody, for watching. Bye-bye. Thank you, Nate. Funk boy.
Yep.